Howdy, guys. Welcome to Cliff Notes and welcome to night 63 of the overnight feed recaps for Big Brother season 26. A good Friday to y'all. TGIF. We had an eviction yesterday. Yes, indeed. We lost T-Core last night. I would not have guessed that a week ago when we were talking about the last HOH that T-Core would be heading out the door. It just so shows how quickly things can change inside the Big Brother house. We lost T-Core last night. A 4-1 vote. Kimo's the only one who voted against Rabina instead. I don't think that Rabina will hold that against Kimo at all for that vote. I think in a lot of ways, I wasn't sure what to think about Chelsea, which way she would go. At the end of the day, as much as Chelsea maybe wanted to hold on to T-Core, I think she realized it was more important to stay with the house, not to do anything that makes you stand out from anyone else any more than already is the case, and try to make sure that you aren't the target for the following week. We're down to 7 house guests. With 7 house guests, you don't have a lot of targets to pick from, so it's getting very interesting. Here's one question I've got as we go into this week, just things I'm going to watch for. Now that the linchpin of T-Core is gone, will Rabina and Kimo stay together? I don't think that Rabina holds it against Kimo for the vote, but as much as Rabina has talked about a women's alliance and all of that, I don't know whether they'll pull closer together, feeling like they're under threat, or maybe take this as an opportunity to seek out some different opportunities. Rabina maybe with Chelsea, Kimo maybe with Angela. Just don't know. We're going to be watching and seeing. All right, with us down to 7 house guests, let's cut to the chase. Let's get right to the chase. We figured T-Core's probably heading out the door by Wednesday night or so. But more importantly, we have a new HOH. Yes, indeed. Competition started on the live show. We did not get to watch it on live feeds. Boo. You could have shown it on live feed CBS. But we have a new house guest. And this house guest is McKenzie. Yeah, McKenzie won the HOH competition. It's going to be interesting to see how she takes. She didn't take long at all to start telling people what she's going to do going forward. It's going to be fun watching McKenzie and see how she handles an HOH. Is she got to get a little HOH-itis? A little bit of a big head? I don't know. She has very definite plans, it seems like, for what she wants to do, though. So, yes, we had the puzzle competition, I guess puzzle building competition started on the TV episode. I can't believe they didn't show us the end of it. Pretty cool competition. Having to stack, well, you can see it back here behind me, having to stack a whole bunch of pieces, 30 plus pieces, say 40 pieces maybe, of different shapes of candy. Have to stack it up. You have an hour to do it. Whoever has the most pieces stacked at the end of the hour, or at least whoever locks in with the most pieces. You didn't have to go the full hour. If you thought you had enough, you could lock it in. And that at that point, then whoever has the most wins the competition. Now, I thought it was a little interesting. I don't know if this has been done before, where they're in 6 different locations building these so that you can't see how anyone else is building their own tower. You don't know whether you're doing great, you're doing horrible compared to other people. I kind of like that. I think that was kind of neat. I was kind of hoping that maybe they wouldn't give anyone an hour time period. I guess they had to just say, just go until you think you got enough and then hit the button. Of course, then who knows how long people are going to go. But yeah, 6 different locations. They build it. As we hear throughout the evening, I think McKenzie said she used all of her pieces. She had 30 pieces stacked up. She used all of her pieces except for one shape, which I think there were 4 or 5 of. So she did well. Rabina apparently came in second place. Was pretty proud of how she did. Kimo looked like he was doing pretty well when we saw it on the TV episode. But as it turns out, he only finished with 8 pieces. I don't know if his collapsed right at the very end or what. McKenzie said hers fell halfway through. She had to start over again, but she still had 30 minutes. That's a lot of time for one of these competitions. I really thought Angela was maybe going to do it. She looked like she was starting strong, but now McKenzie has won this thing. McKenzie very proud that she won this particular competition because remember, she is a construction manager, building sciences major. So, of course, the Aggie won this particular competition involving stacking things higher and bigger and most of type competition. So congratulations to McKenzie, our new HOH. All right. she definitely has some plans, as I mentioned. So, with that being said, let's talk about the feeds themselves. What are her plans going forward? We start the feeds around 9 o'clock or so, Big Brother time. So, about an hour after the West Coast feeds were, the West Coast live show was over. About 9 o'clock or so, Big Brother time. McKenzie and Leah are celebrating in that upstairs bumper pool lounge area, waiting for her HOH room, but she's already starting her one-on-ones. She's starting with Leah, as far as we can tell. I think she may have talked to Chelsea before then, and we didn't get to see it on the feeds. But we see her talking to Leah. McKenzie is saying that the house wants Kimo out. Obviously, everyone in this house wants Kimo out. He's been on the block 4 times. It just makes sense. McKenzie said, I don't want any blood on my hands. Everyone's putting Kimo up. Kimo needs to go. She's saying as well that she wants Kimo out, but she's not real sure of Angela and Kimo's relationship. Now that Angela saved Kimo this last time with the veto, does that make them more endeared to each other, more connected to each other? So she's not really sure about that relationship. So as a result, she's telling Leah that she wants to put Angela up alongside Kimo. And that way, if Angela was to win another HOH, she can't pull Kimo off the way she did last time. So that's the justification she's got for putting the two of them up together, saying that she'll put the two of them up together. Angela's the pawn. Kimo's going home. No blood on her hands. The whole house is in agreement with it. It seems like the best plan going forward. She says if Kimo comes off the block, then Rubina goes up and we get Rubina out instead. Seems easy peasy, piece of cake, right? Well, we'll find out later. Maybe not so much. Leah, not quite as sold on the plan as McKenzie is. Leah's worried that she can't control the other votes in this house. She said, yeah, you can't vote, McKenzie. I can vote, but I only control my vote. She's worried that this could be an opportunity for others in the house to maybe vote out Angela. Remember, you only need 2 votes this week. 2 votes would be a tie, and then McKenzie would cast a 3rd vote. So 2.5 votes, however you want to call it. But she's saying, I'm afraid that others may get it in their mind to use this opportunity to maybe get Angela out. And Leah saying, Angela's got our backs, right? She wouldn't do anything. She's got to protect us. So why would we ever want to put her at risk? McKenzie saying, I understand it, but I just think that's the best opportunity for us to get Kimo out. Everyone wants him out, but also Angela keeps getting saved. People aren't going to send her out. They could send her out whenever. So it just makes the most sense to put Angela up as a pawn, and that way she can't pull him off if she gets veto. It all makes sense, Leah. Again, Leah a little less comfortable with that. Leah is saying that not only is she worried that someone may come after Angela, she's saying, look, if Angela's here next week, she'll go after Chelsea. She's saying Chelsea needs to go. I think she said some kind of term like, but it's not our time to take out the trash or something. Basically, she wants Leah out, but she's saying, but you probably can't do it this week. I don't know why you couldn't if you wanted to, but she's saying if we keep Angela, then Angela next week, she could be the one. She'll take the target at Chelsea. Remember, Angela just got through telling Chelsea night before I was saying, yeah, I just don't think you like me that much, Chelsea. So Leah's saying if we hold on to Angela, we can use her to go after the people that we personally don't want to go after. She's talking about that. Leah's saying she's most worried about Chelsea in terms of threats to her and McKenzie's game going forward. She's thinking that Angela and Kimo will both work with Leah and MJ. She's saying, we already have Angela saying she's got our backs. If Kimo is still here as well, he would probably come over to our side. In other words, I really think Leah is pushing McKenzie to go after Chelsea instead. McKenzie's not going to do that. But McKenzie is saying, look, Cam and Chelsea, in response to the fact that she's saying Kimo and Angela will work with us, McKenzie's saying, well, that could be. But at the same time, Cam and Chelsea are going to certainly vote with us to get out Angela. So we don't have any dissension in the house if we go this direction. So sounds like she's pretty determined. Leah, not so much. McKenzie finishes up. She's talking about the fact that she has now won 5 separate comps. She's saying, I want to win just one more comp at least so that Tucker can't say that he was the comp beast inside the Big Brother house, because I guess he won 6. And so now she wants to make sure she's got at least as many comp wins as Tucker. McKenzie could turn into the absolute comp beast. There's still a lot of competitions left to be had. Who would think that McKenzie would be battling out with, I don't know, Angela for the people left at the house with the most comp wins? But she's saying that she wants one more just because of that. All right, apparently there was talk. We've got Kimo and Rubina, and I think maybe Chelsea or Cam, I can't remember, that downstairs in the bathroom talking about their scores in the game and everything else. Apparently there was a Red Ainsley that showed up, or a conversation about Red Ainsley that apparently appeared and talked about breaking the human spirit. Never anything that you want to hear, right? Now, Janky seemed like Janky broke their spirit pretty well. Well, now Red Ainsley is saying that it's time for the big leagues. They're really going to break the spirits, which makes me think Zingbot. Now, Zingbot's green more so than red, but we may get an AI Zingbot or something this year. We'll see. But yeah, beware house guests, because apparently there's more twists coming up. We know there's a double eviction next week. They've been predicting it every week. They're finally going to be right, just because if you predict it every week, eventually, yeah, clock, this broken clock still is correct twice a day or whatever. But yeah, Zingbot sounds like maybe making an appearance and a double eviction as well. All right, we've got Rubina and McKenzie now talking. Remember McKenzie telling Leah Angela's the target, right? I mean, Kimo's the target, where Angela's just the pawn. Well, now we got a different story now that McKenzie's talking to Rubina. A whole different conversation. McKenzie's telling Rubina that, yeah, no, it's actually Angela and not Kimo who is the actual target. I told Leah that Angela's a pawn, but no, in reality, Angela's the target. Kimo is just going up there as a pawn. I have no desire to send him out the door. I want to get Angela out. She says, I've wanted Angela out since week number 2. Remember Crazy Eyes and Angela calling out Matt, but also dragging McKenzie into the conversation as well, saying that she could do better. And McKenzie has certainly had a lot of negative comments for Angela for a long while. So yeah, and McKenzie carrying a little bit of a grudge, it would appear, and saying, yeah, ever since week 2, I've wanted her out. I'm ready to get her out the door. So she is telling Rubina that, yeah, Kimo's up there as a pawn. Don't tell Leah that, but Angela is the actual target itself. Now, here's the question. What is McKenzie's real plan? She's telling Rubina one thing. She's telling Leah another thing. Which is the true plan? I think this is it. I think she wants Angela out the door more so than Kimo. We'll find out, but it certainly seems like that's the more intent that she has. McKenzie is saying, in fact, McKenzie, I just feel like she's treating this a little bit more than just game. This is a bit personal, because McKenzie is saying she hopes it's a 2-2 tie. So then she, as HOH, can be the tiebreaker, that she personally can be the one to send Angela out the door. Yeah, I'd say there's a little personal vendetta based on this particular decision, right? Yeah, which is probably why the fact that McKenzie so quickly jumped on this and telling people exactly what she wants to do and has it all figured out. I think McKenzie spent the last week out in Janky World thinking about what she would do going forward, and just building up in her own mind exactly how this is going to go. Her opportunity to get out Angela and on. She got HOH. Now she gets her chance. All right, we've got McKenzie now talking to Kimo, who apparently is going to be a pawn. She's telling Kimo, said, look, you are going to be the pawn against Angela. She's saying, first of all, you have the best chance of staying in a vote against Angela. Well, maybe say, I don't know, Chelsea. I don't know. Maybe that is the case. It doesn't matter. Kimo, even no matter how much McKenzie's saying that you are nothing but the pawn, that Angela is my 100%, 100 million% target, it still should tell Kimo that he's a little bit expendable in McKenzie's eyes. But she's saying, you're going to be the pawn against Angela. You got the best chance of winning a jury vote against her. And she's telling Kimo, I want Angela and I want Leah gone both. I don't want either one of them in this house, which is music to Kimo's ears. He and Rubina certainly want Leah gone as well. So I'm going to get Angela out this week, and then I'm going to join with y'all, and let's make sure we get Leah out the following week. She's saying, again, that she's wanted Angela gone since week number 2. She's saying, now Angela is going to think that she's a pawn. I know she's going to think she's a pawn, that you're the target, Kimo. She's saying, please don't say otherwise. Don't tell Angela that you're the pawn. She said, I want to keep her calm and cool and not too focused on it. Angela calm and cool, yeah, maybe not so much. I think Angela's smart enough. She's going to read some different intents in here and maybe not make so much of an assumption that Kimo's heading out the door. Perhaps not, but we shall see. But McKenzie's telling Kimo, do not tell Angela that you're the pawn. Let her think. Just say that I didn't say anything to you one way or the other. Let her think that she's the pawn itself. She does tell Kimo, just to seal the deal a little bit more. She says, look, I don't want you going anywhere. In fact, I don't want you going anywhere anytime soon. I want a Final Four with you. I want a Final Four of me and Chelsea and you and Rabina. That is my ideal Final Four. So obviously, Kimo, I don't want you heading out this week. You are just going to be the pawn. Kimo seems on board with it. He's not arguing it. He's saying it makes sense. And Kimo's never really argued too much about this idea of him going up as a pawn week after week. Well, this week's no different. He's going up again. He's okay with it. I think he believes and trusts McKenzie that what she's saying is truly planned. In fact, she tells him, she says, look, when you get done, later, talk to everyone. Talk to Chelsea, talk to Cam, talk to everyone except Leah and Angela. And they're all going to tell you the same thing, that I'm going after Angela. It's not you, that you're just a pawn. So she's trying to make him feel as good as possible so that he doesn't come back after her at some point in the future. All right, we have McKenzie a little excited about the prospects of sending Angela out. She's actually dancing a little bit, very excited in the bathroom as she tells Kimo and Rabina and Chelsea that I get to get her out. I get to get her out. And she's talking about Angela. Yeah, she's been thinking about this for a while. All right, we've got McKenzie and Cam talking to each other. She's telling Cam the similar story that she wants Angela out and Leah gone. And she's saying, I can't put Leah up right now. She says, in all honesty, I got to think about jury management. I can't put Leah and Angela up both together, especially because only one goes home. And Kimo, no one's going to hold that against me. So I'm just putting Angela up and Kimo, but I want Leah gone. And Cam says, well, you may not be able to go after Leah and all that. He said, but I can, and I will. So it seems like Cam's on board with this as well. All right, we had the house guests cooking, Angela and Leah cooking a little bit. Angela at one point says, I can cook more than just, I think she's cooking rice or something. But it seems like people are a little bit surprised that Angela's even cooking at this point in time. But Angela and Leah, and then McKenzie helps a little bit, cooking some dinner. They're finally going to get something. Wouldn't it be great if I'm in that house, I volunteer to cook dinner, I'm going to get some pizzas from the storage room, and I'm cooking pizzas for everyone. And I'm not telling them until I serve it, just because. But no, I think they're through with the pizzas and ice cream for a little while. All right, we've got McKenzie and Rabina talking. McKenzie's trying to figure out, I think they're in the storage room, if I recall, one of the bedrooms. I think it's a storage room. McKenzie and Rabina are talking. McKenzie's trying to figure out what she's going to tell Angela. She hadn't had a conversation with Angela yet. She's putting it off, but she's trying to figure out exactly how she's going to spin this to Angela. She's going to tell Angela, she thinks she's going to tell Angela that everyone wants Kimo out. That's a given. You know that as well as anyone, Angela. Everyone wants Kimo out. But she's going to tell Angela that at the same time, she knows Kimo's going up. She's got to pick someone else. She doesn't want to get any more blood on her hands than is already possible. And if she picks anyone other than Angela, that would create more blood on her hands. And if she didn't put up Angela, people would be looking sideways at her and wondering what she and Angela may have going on. So she's going to spin all this stuff as Kimo needs to go. And you're just the person to put up gets the least amount of blood on my hands, Angela. And it makes it look like, maybe we're not together and all of that. So that's her plan. She's also saying that she knows that Angela is immediately going to say, well, what do you mean no blood on your hand? Why not put someone else up instead of me? And McKenzie's going to say, now I'm just going to have to tell her, say, you can't convince me. I've already made up my mind. It's not going to change. You can argue, but you're going up as a pawn. And just keep focusing on the pawn part rather than why she chose Angela versus someone else to begin with. All right, we had dinner for everyone sitting at their new medium-sized table, not the tiniest table, but certainly holding 8 people instead of 7 people at this point. T-Core never got a chance to see the tiny table. Even when she walked through the house for Eviction, they moved it for the HOH competition. But they're sitting at the medium table, enjoying their dinner. They're all talking about being back inside, getting to sleep on regular beds. I think Cam maybe had already showered at this point in time. Everyone's excited about back to real life as it can be inside the Big Brother house. At least it's not outdoors. All right, so they're all excited about that, sharing a meal together. All right, we got Cam and Chelsea and McKenzie talking. McKenzie is worried about having this conversation with Angela. She's saying, I just know it's going to get negative. You know, Angela has turned on a lot of people, McKenzie. I'm thinking this week just may be your turn. But yeah, she's worried that the conversation with Angela is going to get very negative. That maybe she's going to wait until she's got a little sleep before she has a conversation with her. I think she said something about, yeah, I'm getting ready to get my HOH room. I want to be in the right mindset. I don't want to have a conversation with her and get all upset and negative and then have to go in and do the HOH room and everyone's smiling and all that. So she's not meeting with Angela just yet. Talk turns to Angela. They're a little concerned. Now, remember, this is this is Cam and Chelsea and McKenzie talking. They're a little bit perturbed that Angela is in the diary room, having a long diary room session right now. And they're saying, what could they possibly be talking to Angela about right now? She didn't win HOH. She didn't do anything since she used a veto. So why could they be talking to her already? And I think it's Cam that says, well, she's the star of the show. Cam is wondering, all of them are wondering a little bit, if Angela may win America's favorite player at the end of the season. Well, we'll know in about a month. They're thinking that it's probably more likely that McKenzie or Chelsea could win America's favorite player, but we're getting far enough into the game, people are starting to think about that as well. Chelsea may be worried about some other things. Chelsea's a little bit worried. She says, now we're back inside and all that. We're going to have some downtime in this house. She said, get ready for a lot more long Leah stories. We're going to have to listen to those stories all over again. So she's already picturing another week of Leah and her adventures and encounters and all of that. All right, finally, MJ, hopefully while she was in the right mindset, McKenzie gets her HOH room. She got a letter from her mom and dad, pictures of her family, a picture of her family in front of Kyle Field there at A&M. Yes, I did notice that indeed. But she got pictures of her family. She got country music from Megan Maroney. Those of you who don't know, very much a breakup album. It's all about a girl and all these songs lamenting about breakups and all of that. So yeah, I don't know what kind of mood that'll put McKenzie in. But she got country music from Megan Maroney and all kinds of candy and stuff. She said she was very specific in what she requested, and she seems really happy. Her biggest, pictures and letters are fantastic. She seemed almost excited that she got some Chips Ahoy. I'm on board with that. It sounds pretty good to me. But yeah, she got her room. Everyone's up there oohing and awing over the pictures and all, as they normally do. So we had that. And now at one point, Cam, I think, is the last one left in the HOH room with McKenzie. He says, did you talk to Angela yet? How did Angela respond? And she said, nah, I didn't talk to Angela. She said, I just don't feel like doing it tonight. So we missed out on the Angela McKenzie conversation. It'll be taking place some point today. And I just think Angela won't take it quite as calm as some people may think. I think McKenzie realizes it may not go quite that direction. All right, Rubina had to pack up T-Core's thing. Remember, T-Core didn't know she was heading out when they all went outside and started experiencing Janky World. So all of her things, Rubina's having to pack up for her. Someone's going to have a similar task next week after the double eviction. Someone's going to go out the door unexpected, and someone will be packing up their things as well. We've got the backyard back open, as though they didn't just spend a week in the backyard. The backyard is open. All the janky world is gone. We're back to regular old, boring Big Brother backyard, which I think they're very appreciative of. Makes me wonder where this veto competition is going to be held today, tomorrow. Friday. Tomorrow. Nominations today. But yeah, a veto competition may be in the alternative location because they've got the backyard open. Rubina and Kimo are playing pool in the backyard. Rubina crying, saying, it's just, I feel bad that T-Core's gone. I'm still here. I hate that it's broken up. All the things that you would expect from Rubina. She's not happy that the trio is now down to a duo, but they're back there hanging out with each other. So maybe they are going to continue to bond through this crisis. Apparently told them as well, because I think Kimo asked Rubina, or Rubina asked Kimo, can't remember which one, said, did Chelsea tell you that Leah was been making fun of T-Core? The other one says, yeah. So Chelsea throwing Leah under the bus a little bit to these two, and mentioning that, Leah may not have been so respectful of T-Core as she was heading out or during the week and all, because apparently she was making fun of T-Core. I didn't see that necessarily happening, but Chelsea's saying that, she's been making fun of T-Core a little bit. So these two obviously not too happy to hear that. They don't need any more ammunition. They're going after Leah no matter what. Chelsea doesn't need to throw Leah under the bus at all for these two. All right, they're talking about McKenzie's plan of Kimo being the pawn, Angela going out the door. Both of them saying that they kind of believe her. They think that she truly is going after Angela, that Kimo really probably is just the pawn. Now, here's the thing. McKenzie can say that. McKenzie can be 100%. That's what she wants to happen. McKenzie's not voting. Tiebreaker she is. So she still does have some power, but you got to convince a lot of other people before she even gets the chance to break a tie. So there's still a little danger in doing this. Angela has shown that she is a cat with 9 lives, and she's used 4 or 5 of them, but she still has a few more to go. So I'm still worried if I'm Kimo, but they are believing Kimo. They are believing McKenzie when she says that she wants Kimo to stay. They're believing her when she says that she wants the 2 of them plus McKenzie and Chelsea to be the final 4. So they're feeling pretty good about McKenzie right now with some of the conversations that took place. They're saying that if either one of them wins HOH next week, they want to take a big shot as HOH. And basically that means they want to take out Leah. None of this pussyfooting around. They want to take out Leah as soon as they get the opportunity. Now, having said all of that, they're aware that double eviction easily could be next week, probably is next week because they're running out of time. Rubina's saying, I want to take a big shot. I want to get Leah out. She's saying, but I don't want to win the HOH as part of a double eviction because then you don't get your stuff. You don't get all your HOH stuff if you're the double eviction HOH. So I don't want to win that one. I want to win some other one. Well, your focus should be on winning and keeping power while you can, Rubina. But just to answer that question, a little FY, you do get your stuff. You don't get an HOH room because it goes so quick. But Nicole, during my season, she won the double eviction HOH. They did give her basket later with all of her goodies, pictures, letters from home, and all of that. She just didn't get the room to enjoy it in. But yeah, Rubina's saying, I don't want to win that one because I want my stuff. Just win. Then worry about the other stuff later, Rubina. All right, they do think that they can trust Chelsea as well as McKenzie going forward. They are saying they need to stay good with Angela since she is going to be in jury house, so they can't call her out too much. They need to be friendly to her face, knowing there should be jury votes on down the road. They're talking about how great it would be if the final 2 was the 2 of them, an Asian female and an Asian gay male. They would love to see that happen. So yeah, they're certainly envisioning the 2 of them staying tight, staying together to the end. And that probably makes sense. They probably should. I don't think anyone else in this house is going to see them as a dominant threat the way they did while T-Core was in there. I feel like Kimo and Rubina could easily be free agents, that the power struggle is going to be Chelsea and Cam versus potentially Angela and Leah. And sounds like McKenzie's going over to the other side. If Angela goes home, could you ever see a situation where we had Leah and Kimo and Rubina against the other 3? Probably not. But from a strategy standpoint, there may be some merit to it. Doesn't mean I think it'll ever happen. There's too much ill will between those 3. So probably not, but we'll find out. So there you have it, guys. Finally, they call it quits. They're in bed. Last one's up. They're in bed by 4:15 or so. And we'll have nominations today. It does sound like, unless Angela does a heck of a job in her conversation with McKenzie, it sounds like Angela and Kimo will be going on the block as nominations today. And then we'll see what happens with Vito tomorrow. That could be interesting as well. Guys, have a fantastic Friday. I'll be back tomorrow morning to give you the update on the nominations and see how well Angela handles it. I'm sure she'll handle it like an angel and not have any issues at all with being on the block, right? Yeah, sure. Guys, have a great Friday. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow morning. Until then, SKD 143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.